Hello everyone, and we are glad you are back to our channel, Entrepreneur Guide. Many people think that being wealthy is only about money, but they couldn't be more wrong. The biggest problem about being wealthy is keeping your money. It's hard for some people to keep their money, and they end up falling back into terrible debts. When you are starting out, you may make some less than stellar decisions regarding your finances. But it's important to keep in mind that the choices you make today and the habits you form now can affect the rest of your financial life. Making mistakes in life is part of the learning process. We all make mistakes, and while we try to learn from them and not repeat it, there are some mistakes that we keep on repeating. Mistakes with money are one such area that it is difficult for a lot of folks. It is particularly challenging during your youth. But some people make far more mistakes than others, most likely because they lack financial education. These mistakes could cost you tens or hundreds of thousands of dollars over your lifetime. Steering clear of the common money mistakes would help you avoid financial hardships in the future. If you make a major financial mistake, it could take you years to fix and get back on track. Today, we are going to look at 10 money mistakes you must avoid at all costs. Make sure you stay to number 1 to learn some of the best advice to keep your money. Number 10, making financial choices out of fear or pressure. Problems in finances are often accompanied with making a financial choice when you are afraid or you feel a lot of pressure to act right away. When you are afraid, you may not be considering all of the options and you may end up making a mistake that will cost you. It is important to take a step back and consider all of your options. You may also want to talk the decision over with someone you trust. Another financial mistake is to give into pressure to take a big financial step, like buying a new car, to purchasing a home, or getting married, or even having a child. You may not be ready for these steps, and giving into pressure will not benefit you financially. Number 9, staying at a bad job. Another big financial mistake is choosing to stay at a dead-end job. This can put you in a bad place financially because it does not give you room for progress or to increase your earnings. While you may take a job as a stepping stone or because you are desperate for work, you do need to have a plan to move on to a better job. You need to determine when the time is right to find a new job, as well as the skills that you will need to find a better job suited to your interests. Begin the process before you are ready to leave your job. That way you are prepared when the time comes. Number 8, quitting your job without a detailed plan. If you decide to quit your job, you do not qualify for unemployment insurance and you may find yourself in a very tight financial situation. It is also more difficult to find a job when you are not currently employed. When you feel that your current employment situation is not good, you should begin looking for a new job right away. This will allow you to find a new job and prevent any gaps in your employment experience. You may even decide to take a pay cut for your new job, but you will be secure in knowing that you have a job and paycheck coming in. Number 7, relying on your parents to settle your bills. You might think, hey, I got my parents, they'll cover up for me. But thinking in this line will only provide you with problems. You see, achieving financial independence requires both discipline and willingness to go through the tough times. Given that most students today graduate with significant student loans, the added pressure to start their lives, manage expenses, rent and save enough to buy a home is just overwhelming. So, the more comfortable option is to reach out to parents for help when you are short of money. This puts you at a huge disadvantage and deprives you of life lessons regarding personal finances. When you are short of money, you choose to let go of something. You sacrifice some aspect of your lifestyle to make ends meet. This is key to your long-term success with personal finance. Do not rely on parents or close relatives, or best friends for that matter, to jump in every time and help you with your finances. And that is why it is a tough one, and thinking cautiously and practically about this is very important. But to be independent financially, you have to think it through. Number 6, using too much credit. These days, the credit card issuing companies have less strict rules giving the steep competition. What does it mean for you and me as a customer? It means that we can get a higher credit line than what we are looking for or can afford to spend. So it's a double-edged sword in that we get to use more credit, but also have to pay the balance at the month's end. A lot of credit cards have travel, gas, shopping benefits linked to the reward points you accumulate. This means you can either get cash back or redeem the points to pay off your monthly balance. There are a ton of benefits that come along with using a credit card, so be smart about using them. When you use your credit cards to cover the shortfalls in your spending, you can run up a huge amount of debt in a really short period of time. Plus, it's statistically proven that people tend to spend more money when they are paying with credit. It's also easier to stop paying close attention to your budget when you constantly fall back on your credit card. You need to stop using your credit card and start following a budget to kick your credit card habit. Number 5, getting behind on your payments. It's possible that when you fall behind on your house or car payments, you might get into a cycle that is hard to break. Late fees and other charges keep on piling up each time you fall behind. It may also damage your credit score, which can affect your finances in the future. The first thing you need to do is catch up on your late payments and then address any spending, budgeting, or income issues that have caused you to fall behind. Then you have to work to stick to your budget so that this doesn't happen again. It goes without saying, the higher your credit card usage, the higher of your monthly balances you need to pay off. If you are tracking your monthly usage and keeping it in line with your budget, kudos to you. But if not, and unfortunately a lot of folks don't track, you've got a problem. And this is one of the first common money mistakes to avoid. If the monthly payoff balance is higher than what you can pay, then by default, you will have to wait until you have enough money to clear the balance. The credit card company will add interest to your purchases, since you did not pay the balance when it was due, and now the payoff balance is higher. And this becomes a vicious cycle until you make full payment. Instead, be careful and calculative about your credit card usage every month and don't overspend. You'll both enjoy the benefits and also build your credibility and credit score as time goes by. Number 4, failing to create a financial plan. It all starts here. Your personal financial plan, a blueprint of how you want your finances organized, is the beginning of your financial journey. Creating a financial plan should be your number 1 priority. A financial plan can include, but is not limited to, the following: savings goals, real estate investment, business startup investment, child education and 529 plan targets, expense goals, investing goals, types of investments, stocks, bonds, ETFs, blockchain, investment in a vacation home, paying off student loans, paying off credit card debt, clearing any other form of debt, insurance, both health and life, retirement planning, or estate planning. There are no shortcuts to financial independence, unless you're wealthy, and creating a financial plan is like learning the alphabet before actually learning the words. Number 3, purchasing a house you can't afford. Yeah, we all dream of our own place, but remember, buying a house or condo is a very expensive purchase of your life. It is going to be your primary home where you will create memories for a lifetime, party, have cookouts, celebrate festivals, and even raise a family. So you need to ensure that the house you buy is both affordable and manageable in the long run. The monthly mortgage payment should neither give you sleepless nights nor force you to work 3 to 4 jobs and be miserable. Do not let outside opinions muddy your thought process and rationale. If you have not, check out how to save a 20% in down payment so you don't end up paying private mortgage insurance or PMI. Remember, when you cannot make your monthly payments, the bank is going to come knocking on your doors and you're the only one in trouble. Plan your finances and set aside a dollar amount for ongoing maintenances. Keep it simple. If you can't afford a home, wait until you can. Number 2, buying a car when you don't need one. Society, peer pressure, your parents' lifestyle, and your friends' net worth mean nothing if you are miserable and unhappy. Do not live someone else's life if you can't afford it. Another common money mistake to avoid, whatever happens. Countless folks buy a fancy car to either keep up with the Joneses or fit in, only to realize later that it was a mistake. They can't afford the monthly payment and it stretches them thin. Even if you can afford it, think twice about paying an extra $300 to $500 per month for a fancier version. You can save or invest that money that can earn you good returns in the future, and then you can buy something you actually need. And at number 1 today, borrowing money. You have to be careful about this one. On the one hand, you have money that can work for you, and on the other hand, you have family and relationships across multiple generations. Remember, when you borrow money from someone in your family or close friends, your relationship is on the line, not just the money. The two most common reasons for folks to borrow money are weddings and education. The average wedding costs an American wedding somewhere between the range of $30,000 through to $35,000. That's equivalent to a student loan. Everyone likes a wedding that has all the bells and whistles, but when it comes to costs, people either exhaust all their savings and borrow more money. This takes a toll on them and ultimately the relationship is at risk. The best option is to just stay within your budget or borrow from a bank. This way, you are not risking your relationship with your family members or friends. While you are here, go ahead and click one of these two videos on your screen. See you there.